So, more airflow problems with the Excursion. I had problems with the airflow, and I took this off and it was burned. It was making a burning smell. I checked this and I replaced the fan. When I replaced the fan, it worked fine. This is the end of the story right here, switching the wires. When I replaced the fan, it worked fine, but there was zero airflow out of the defroster vents, out of the front vents, and also, if we come around here, there was no air here. Yet I could switch the switches here, and I could watch the blend door go up and down. I think we can still do. I see that's closing. Watch it closing. Open. Now, if it's broken, but I can see it. There it is. Okay, going up and down. So I know that my blend door is working. But I would hear the fan, and there was no air here. Here. Now, there's nothing between, unless your thing is clogged, your AC evaporator, because this is the heater core, I think. Heater core evaporator. So there's an AC evaporator on the other side. Unless that's filled with shit, which if you live in a dirty environment and you haven't changed it in 20 years, it's probably filled with shit. At least on one side. So replacing that last year made a big difference. But anyways, I know it's not filled with shit because it's brand new. There's no way for stuff to get clogged in it, so I didn't have any airflow here. So it had to be between here and you know, obviously on the other side of the firewall. Well, there aren't any doors over there, as far as I know. And I determined that by looking at that other video where the guy actually takes apart the other side. It's linked on my other airflow video. It's the first link in the comments. The guy takes apart the housing to the evaporator coil on the firewall to show you how to clean it. I just had him replaced. It was 20 years old. But interesting thing was, side note is my AC guys, they never wanted to take that into consideration, as it might be dirty. They just would look for leaking. Is it leaking? They put leaking detection fluid in. If it wasn't dropping it on the ground, then they weren't any more curious. But anyway, so I forced them to replace it, and it turns out it's coated. It was coated in hair and dirt. I mean, it would have had to be a huge leak for it to make a drip to the ground. Anyways, so here we are. I have airflow. What did I do? I switched the wires. Now, I got that from a Jeep video. The guy was saying that somehow that's an issue on Jeeps, but you know, there's only one way to plug this connector. This is the factory connector. So the plug plugs correctly. You can't reverse this plug. So unless somehow something gets reversed in my dash, which I have no idea about, I decided, plus this thing was burnt, so, and it was $37 from the dealer, so I was like, you know, I'm just gonna switch them, which I just did. See if the blues are switched, and now it blows really nice. So there you go. New fan, switched wires. Got me. Solved the problem, I think, though.